What's going on, everybody, and what's going on, my legendary folks? And welcome to the Deconstructing Topic podcast. My name is David, and I'm your host of this legendary podcast, the Deconstructed Topic podcast. And we got a little impromptu little episode because obviously there's people that's kind of been like reaching out to me. Hey, David, what you think about what happened here in regards to the situation in Iran, where Trump ordered three B-52 bombers to kind of destroy these nuclear facilities that, Iran have. And people was like reaching out, hey, D, I want to know what's going on. Tell me what you think and all that good stuff. So welcome to my channel, and I'll tell you exactly what I think, but I'm also going to interject a little history in regards to United States, the press, the media, and how they just both in cahoots to kind of misinform the American people. And I want to kind of say to myself, and I would have said, with regards to United States getting into international conflicts, wars, whatever the case might be, indirectly, directly. Sometimes what's being told to us, the American people, the people in this world, sometimes it ain't what it is. You know what I mean? So welcome to my podcast. Make sure that you hit the like, the comment. Please feel free to share and all that good stuff. But we making it happen. And what was it? And what happened? Right? So I'm getting texts left and right, whatever it is, DMs. Hey, David, you heard this? What's going on? So the thing is this: Trump does and the story goes as follows. Trump orders these again. I'm sorry if I'm getting tongue twisted. Keep in mind, I'm doing this on some impromptu, top of my head type of deal. You know what I mean? Because that's what deconstructing is. You know what I mean? We're gonna deconstruct stuff. So sometimes I might blunder certain words, but hey, B-52 bombers, if I'm not mistaken, and Trump orders these 52 bombers to destroy these Iranian facilities. Obviously, there's people out there that are bashing this situation. There are those people that are saying, hey, listen, he didn't bomb, or let's say he didn't order to bomb Iran. He just ordered to bomb these facilities, whatever the case might be. I get it. I done heard so many angles. I get it, right? But let's just not get it twisted. I don't want people to get this twisted. This is not just Donald Trump thing. This is a United States thing when it comes to Iran. There's a little interview clip that somebody shows on my socials. Even Kamala Harris was kind of like, when it comes to Iran and United States, and always, hey, Iran has nuclear bombs, nuclear nuclear this, nuclear do, whatever, nukes, whatever it is that's going on. Iran has nuclear. Both sides of the fence. Democrats, Republican, both sides of the fence. So I don't want to hear anything that, if Kamala was the president. No, she went on TV and said, hey, listen, if I was the president, I would have, done some stuff to Iran. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it real. For some reason, let's stop to pretend that this is just a one-sided Trump, Republican, whatever. No, this is a two-party thing that they always duopoly. They always been talking about for years, kind of poking the hole at Iran. You know what I mean? And my thing is this, and I go back because a lot of, from what I hear, and I even in the streets as well, went outside, I needed to get some air, needed to catch a little bit of my favorite cold beverage. So let me get a little beer because I need to do a little podcast. You already know what's going on. And people, it's like I'm a walking person. I'm a walking scroll where people would love to pick my brain, and I love it. And I'm in the store. We talking, a couple of gentlemen talking, I ran this. And if you don't want them to bomb us, so we got to go after them first. And I said to myself, like, wow, okay. These are people of my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, whatever the case might be. They repeat the same talking points that I've heard about Iraq back in the first Gulf War in 1990, that whatever, Iraq did this, and we're going to get into it. Again, listen to my podcast. It's a little education on here that I'm going to feed your mind with. I done heard this in after 9/11. Iraq has weapons of mass destruction, whatever the case. Boom, 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 boom. You already know what happened there, right? Now, I'm just going to give you a little context of what's going on. See, United States of America, the country that I live in. I love this country. But what hurts me is how, how can I say, you take advantage of the taxpayers, and when Americans, they need something. Let's say inflation, something happened, a travesty, tragedy, or hurricane, whatever. You hand out these couple of hundreds of dollars. Don't worry, Americans, we got you. A tornado hit your area, we got you. Here's $500, you know. But when it comes to international, something that happens out there, whether it's in Israel, Middle East, Europe, whatever, oh, here's $10 trillion. Boom. Because sadly, the thing with America is that the military complex, and I'm not too fond of that because, again, for some reason, we care more for things that happen internationally than here domestically. That's always a given. And I always have said, is by design. Here's $500 because your home got destroyed by a tornado. Oops. You know, okay. Something happened in Ukraine. Something happened in Israel. Something happened in another country. Oh, that's monies. Woo. Because the thing is that United States, they take advantage of that. The taxpayers and the voters. And what happens in a lot of times is that, sadly, and it's something that I'm not going to be naive about it, but the fact that United States does make money, and I'm not going to say United States, there's certain people, the powers that be, they make money off conflicts, international conflicts. While we here United States, the news, the political parties and all that, while we over here fighting about pronouns or whatever, hey, listen, I'm not trying to disrespect the issue. But when we fighting over here this minute little thing of pronouns, there's something sinister that's happening internationally, and somebody in this country or a company is creating a bomb that's gonna destroy somebody's life over there. They wouldn't even care about pronouns, but somebody's gonna make money. It's gonna make money off our backs, so that you could always understand that situation. And again, I don't agree with it. But when, the situation with Iran, Iran has nuclear this, nuclear that, nuclear that. I mean, there's people that really, really believe it. And I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm listening to both sides of the fence. But it kind of reminds me of this propaganda that United States have started a long time ago with the press, and mainly the press. But then the government comes in and, hey, because sometimes, sadly, people do believe the press more than they believe in their government. But believing in the press, the media, the mainstream media, whatever, now that's, you got the Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, the Post, the Journal, the News, the whatever. Sadly, people gravitate and believe in that because, hey, listen, there are some people that are still doing journalism. If we go back to 1898, the Spanish-American War, and I'm from Puerto Rico, and that is where Puerto Rico's situation comes about. Even back then, we talk about Cuba, we talk about Guam, Philippines. 1898, let's go back in time. A lot of people don't know this. 1898, yeah, a long time. What's going on? But 1898, what happened was, off the coast of Cuba, Havana, there was a American ship, the USS Maine, blows up. The Navy investigate. Okay, something happened, but we don't know. But maybe maybe it was an incident, maybe it was an accident. We don't know. But the mainstream news back then decided, hey, it was Spain that did that. And then the people here, at that time, the American people was like, death to Spain, we got to get them. Then it was like over 250 crews and sailors died in that incident. 1898, look it up, 1898 Spanish War, USS Maine. Yellow journalism is what came about, meaning the press exaggerated a story that sadly was proven that Spain had nothing to do with that shit blowing up. It was actually an incident or an accident. You know what I mean? But something happened, and then because of that, United States went to war with Spain. It ended very quickly. The Spanish, the Treaty of Paris came about. United States took over a lot of territories because of that. Puerto Rico, Cuba, Guam. I think the Philippines was sold, something to that effect. But keep in mind, this is 1898 you're talking about. And we in 2025, and once again, the news. It's funny because the CNNs, the MSNBC, right, and the Fox News, let's say these are the three main, that sadly for some reason, oh my God, some reason people listen to this. Please, as you're listening to this, reach out to me. Ask me, David, what is a good outlet to get some news? I got you. It ain't those that I just mentioned. And I'm not trying to say that they won't report, how can I say it to you? That they're not going to come with a good report or good whatever. I'm just saying, take them, with a grain of salt. And so what happened was this. Bam, that's, 1898. So the Fox News, the CNN, the MSNBC, so, some of them are left-leaning, Fox News is right-leaning. And every time there's a president that is on the opposite side of that, they tend to attack that president, right? But if there's one thing that they seem to get together and have these analysts, even their anchors, if there's one thing that they seem to kind of sit on the table and say, yeah, we both agree, is when it comes to war. When it comes to leading the charge of this conflict, or what's going on with Iran. Again, the United States has reported there's some nuclear stuff going on in Iran, whatever it is. And it takes me World War I. Are you listening to this? Let's go. World War I. Again, I want people, as you listening to this, grab this popcorn, take notes. World War I, right? Stuff was happening in Europe. I just want to simplify things. On this side of the world, United States was like, not our problem. Hey, not our problem. You guys do it out. You guys duke it out. Whatever it is that's going on, that's on you, right? And I think that's always been the consensus of what the American public always have felt. And even at that time, in 1917, which this is when United States got involved at that. I think the World War I started in 1915, all the way to 1919, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and United States entered in 1917. How United States got involved into World War I was that the understanding, the Germans, keep in mind, these were the Germans, right? Not World War II, the Nazis, even though they were in Germany. But this is Germany. For some reason, what's up with Germany? Hey, German, if you got my Deutschland people up there that you listening to this podcast, what's up? What's going on out there, man? World War I in Germany at that time. I believe somebody intercepted a telegram where Germany's trying to holler at Mexico, where they kind of telling, hey, you guys want some of your Texas, California back, some of your territory? We got you. We're going to help you. Supposedly there was this telegram that was intercepted. And again, in the story, in my understanding, is that the story, it's not very clear. It's not denying that it happened. Some people question it happened. It might happen, but maybe they take it out of context. But the understanding is that United States decided, hey, really? So you motherflowers trying to tell our neighbors here so we could invade us? You know what? Let me take the fight over there. Mexico decided, you know what? We want no part of, we ain't trying to start a beef with United States. That's our neighbor. Shit, or whatever. We got our own issues here. You know what I mean? That's World War I. So World War I, United States, they going in, boom, boom, on the premise that there's a telegram, quote unquote, something happened, where Germans is basically telling Mexico, hey, we got you. We're going to send a U-boat. We're going to send a submarine, whatever it is. We're going to send ships so you guys could invade United States, right? What does that mean? There's a chance that it was not a real story. There's a chance that the story did happen, but was taken out of context. The press had my something. You're following so far? They're going back to Iran. Boom. They bomb Iran. Nuclear. The United States and the press keep saying that Iran has these nuclear weapons, whatever it is. Gulf War I, 1990. United States sends 300,000 million people over there to Iraq. The war was over soon. Now, what happened in that little story? What happened in that little war, right? Iraq goes and invade Kuwait. Saddam had been issued at that time, Saddam Hussein, who was the dictator, president, whatever, governor, whatever you want to call him. He was the main guy. He was that dude. And he's been coming out talking about, hey, listen, I don't agree with Kuwait. I don't agree with the regime because they are tied with this. And if, Iraq just finished, how can I say, what is it, a 10-year war, I believe, or maybe a little bit less against Iran? Ooh, that's another thing there. So Iraq goes in, boom, boom, do the Kuwait thing. The United States say, whoa, you know what? We like the police of the world, right? Let's send some troops, tanks, whatever, Gulf War. But what's interesting about that story and about that war is that one of the reasons why the United States decided to get into the war, supposedly, allegedly, is that there was this girl who claims and goes out there in front of these people, and then the press picks it up, and then it's being broadcasted to the news here in the American press, that they are throwing babies from incubators, these Iraqi, and they doing this thing, and then they doing some crazy stuff there. They're killing babies. They're killing babies. There was the Kuwait girl, I forgot, but just the fact that this Kuwaiti girl came on and said that. Guess what? That story was not real. She was not even from Kuwait. She was like the daughter of some ambassador or something to that effect, and she was used. Wow, she did a great job. What an actress. You see where I'm coming from here? So we got an incident or something that happened that prompts the United States to go to war, directly, indirectly, and it comes out, once again, not true. World War II. Woo! Let's get it. Woo! You know what? Get some popcorn, get your adult beverage, water, beer, more water, little bit of cocktail, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever snack you want to snack on. Let's get it. World War II, what happened? Same thing that happened in World War I. Something happened in Europe. United States said, no, we got to take care of whatever we got to take care of here. We just came off the Great Depression, so chill, relax. America first, right? You hear that propaganda? You hear that? Even back then, they used the same thing. It's like a script. America first, whatever. Then what is it? December 7th, 1941? 1941, 42? Pearl Harbor. Japan attacks Pearl Harbor, which is Hawaii. Once again, Hawaii's in the Pacific, so it's a little bit close. At that time, Hawaii was not a state, but a territory of the United States. Part of the, if I'm not mistaken, part of the Treaty of Paris. You get what I'm saying here? The connections, 1898. But still, there was a naval presence in Hawaii, American naval presence, and boom, boom. The kamikazes, you got these Japanese pilots just flying a plane, boom, boom, boom. United States decides, hey, it's on. Woo, let's go. It's on. Let's go to World War II. They're getting World War II because that happened. Now, once again, the story, and now I like how now they're using and saying, and my understanding is that there are people that reported that the United States kind of knew that an attack was going to happen. So some people believe the United States kind of ignored the signs and they let it be, and that's their excuse to go to World War II, and the rest is history. The nuclear bomb, it's funny because United States, right, they don't want nobody to have nuclear bombs or nuclear whatever, but United States is the only country, my understanding, that used the nuclear bomb in Japan. That's how that ended. But you see, the context here, that, and people forget it, and I get it, that people say, hey, listen, Japan beef with United States has been stemming for decades before that situation. That this is not just Japan just decided one day, hey, okay, so you got the Nazi Germany's doing the thing in Europe, and whatever the case might be. No, Japanese have been stepping, how can I say, they have been beefing up their war thing going on. It's funny because at that time, the Empire of Japan, they go to China, they go to Korea, they go to do all that. It's just decided to, hey, let's poke the hole there to United States. Boom, that's how it happened. See where I'm getting at here with this? And I want to explain to people, I'm not trying to deviate to what exactly. I'm just giving people a history lesson here. 9/11, September 11, 2001. Terrorist attack once again. Boom. After that, United States sent people to Afghanistan looking for the orchestrator, Bin Laden, and all that good stuff. And then a couple of years, for some reason, they decided to go to Iraq on the premise that there's weapons of mass destruction. You remember, they didn't find anything. You see where this is going, the pattern here, Now, what happens with all these things that happen, right? So let's go back to 9/11. The fact, and there was TV shows here, and I again, you want to take Hollywood with a grain of salt, but the fact that United States have come at least to the understanding that that 9/11 could have been avoidable, and the intelligence community have kind of sense fumbled and ignore the signs that something was going to happen because of whatever it is. And then that's what led to United States doing that thing in Afghanistan and Iraq, right? But Iraq has nothing to do with that, but that's what happened. Now, behind all these things that happen, if there's one thing that continues to happen domestically, is that the gas goes up. Gas goes up, everything goes up eventually. If people are already complaining about the prices of food, and keep in mind is this, people will buy food. People will have money for food. People will have money to buy clothes. People will have money, whatever, because we are consumers and we need to survive. But what happens is this. When there are reports of Americans being able to save money because, let's say, food is low, let's say the price of grocery has decreased. Now Americans are saving money. Now there's thousands of money, whatever it is. Let's say, this report, the average American has about $2,000 or $3,000 saved on their bank or whatever. Something happens. Because I'm going to go on a limb and say this. There are entities, rich people, who don't want Americans to have money. Not to save money, but the sake of keeping people poor, because at the end of the day, when it comes to going to war, guess who are the first people that you are going to trick? People living in poverty. Check to check. Hey, we're going to give you $10,000 if you join. You have a student loan and you owe $200,000. We got you. Join the military. We got your back. So that's why you keep the price kind of up, in a sense. And when I hear these stories about what happened with the nuclear, all these, and I'm not trying to make you listen, and for whatever reason, if someone thinks that I'm trying to defend Iran, because, look, my thing is this. I live in a neighborhood where there's Yemenis and there's Iraqi people, and they're not too fond of Iranians. Or, I take it back, the people that are running the country in Iran. Because the understanding is that Iran has supported certain groups that, let's say, in Iraq, that's why, you got the Iran-Iraq war. And that's the war in the 80s where the United States took the side of Saddam Hussein to defeat, well, I'm not going to say defeat because I think it came into a little stalemate, For those people that are into sports, it's a tie, you know what I mean? But then the United States decided to attack Saddam Hussein, the person that they created. And they funded to go, to Iran. Come on, man. Come on. What is this script that we always, the average American, I just, when I hear people talk about the situation when it comes to war, Trump, Harris, Biden, Clinton, Bush, Obama, it's the same damn talking pointers of script, and people repeat it like parrots. And again, my Yemenis, Iraqi people, I hate where they're coming from. They got a little rift going on, but guess what? They don't have a dog in a fight when it comes to Israel and Iran because, hey, there's a lot of Middle East countries that just not too fond of those countries because it seems that everybody in the Middle East is all lumped up, right? Iraq, Jordan, right? Israel, Palestine, Syria, their own little Egypt going on there. Yemen, Saudi Arabia. They're all lumped up there. And in many cases, the conflicts amongst those countries, let's say within Syria, within Iraq, Jordan, whatever it is, whatever conflicts, again, you could probably even throw Libya, even though Libya is an African state there, but it's just saying that when it comes to these conflicts, there's two countries, Iran and Israel. And one likes to think, okay, if I'm the president of the United States, I would tell those two countries, yo, chill the F up, relax. Excuse me. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything extra. Just relax. For the next 10 years, whatever, do a treaty, whatever it is, don't support this, don't do that. Relax. Israel, relax. You know what I mean? But that's not the case, especially if a country like Israel, where they got these, I cannot say investment here, United States, both political parties, take some of that Israel money, pro-Israel lobby. Just parrots, it's a script. So sadly, that's my situation. That just giving people a little educational thing going on. Because when people talk to me, well, the reason why that happens is because Iran has nuclear, and I'm like, okay, that's what they're telling you. Do we actually know that's real? Right? Some Iranian officials might have come on TV or whatever, on their press, on their end, they might say, yeah, well, we got something going on, and if Israel keeps bombing us, we're going to use something crazy. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that, because sadly, how can I say, even the opposition, and when I said the opposition, people who oppose the United States, even the opposition, if United States sends you $1 million to say some weird stuff so that we could have, guess what? That person that went on TV, whether you're a general, a sergeant, whatever it is, in the Iranian army, navy, whatever, to say, yeah, we got something powerful. Oh, tomorrow, Israel is gone. The United States sends a little $1 million, you might say something like that. Guess what? That's those officials that might take it and get the hell out of Dodge. They out. I'm out. But because of your comments, the United States decides, boom. I'm just saying, be careful what's out there in the news. Once again, we got Trump in office, America first. No, that's never a thing, regardless of both political parties. Trump would have been on that America first. Guess what? You got deceived. Kamala would have been like, oh, let's fight for pronouns, whatever it is. Guess what? You're going to get deceived, because they both would have done the same thing. And this is why I want person to gravitate that. We need more independent leaders, not aligned to any of the political parties, because sadly they got co-opted, psyop, whatever it is. And for Trump to come out and say, hey, we did this, that just say for the sake they had those nuclear things. What is the story behind that again? That they have some ingredients that could make nuclear bombs that the United States wants? Let's not forget that a lot of times when the United States gets into these wars, whether it's Iraq, Afghanistan, or whatever, I was talking to one of my brothers in arms about the Afghanistan. Let's just not forget, they have a lot of opium. So when that thing happened in 9/11, you go to Afghanistan, now you control opium. Now people get high and addicted of opium. Guess who makes money? So sometimes it's not about the sake of whatever. It's about something. Iraq, the argument was oil, right? And when it comes to Iran, one could argue they got some stuff there. They got some Uranian fever. Hey, that's the stuff that makes nuclear weapons. Guess who makes money off nuclear? United States. They're going to sell it. United States likes to, these B-52 bombers, they cost billions of dollars. They can't be parked or whatever station somewhere in a hangar like it collecting dust. They got to be told that they do this precise missions as long as you got a good pilot, right? Guess who's going to buy it? Maybe Japan's going to buy it, right? Australia might buy them. Countries in Chile, Chile might understand that they bought stuff from the United States, some of the old helicopters. It's a market, and we're not in it. We don't make money. It's just a balance that, hey, as long as you live in America, you're safe, supposedly, allegedly. You guys go fight amongst each other while we make money. And guess what? If something hard's happened in your community, whether it's wildfires, whether it's this, whether it's that, streets broken, highways broken, infrastructure, whatever it is, people hungry, people dying of whatever it is, America doesn't come first. It doesn't even come second. It doesn't even come third. So keep that in mind. Hope you enjoyed Deconstructing Topic Podcast. Hit me up, hit the like button, feel free to comment. Let's make it happen. Woo! Let's make it happen, because at the end of the day, America needs the common person. They need people like me, and they need the common person to start going out there and running stuff instead of these oligarchs, whatever you want to call them, the elites of the elites, the both Democratic and Republican Party. But I'm here. Let's make it happen. I'm out. Peace. Hit the like, comment, and share. You already know. Deconstructing Topic Podcast. Let's make it happen. We out.